We are scoreless between the rivals, Real Salt Lake and the LA Galaxy, all part of MLS First Kick. More to come after the break.
Most people move to...
First, thanks for joining us. So many great storylines heading into the 17th season of Major League Soccer. Maybe personally for you, what are a couple that stick out?
Well, you know, it's funny, Mark. The opening weekend's always the most exciting one for me. We've had sellout games over the last couple of days. Tonight, you've got two, I think, arguably two of the better teams in the league. Lots of excitement, but it's the beginning of a new relationship with a new broadcast partner, new team in Montreal, new stadium opening up in Houston. Man, there's just so many great things going on that just too many to really list, you know?
Well, I have a question for you. As we have 19 teams now, moving on to 20 and who knows beyond, is there ever a point that we're going to move to a single table within this league?
Yeah, I don't know, Kobe. I think at some point you might. To me, it's less about the single table than it's about trying to have a great competition, having every team believe that at the beginning of the year they could win, having a compelling playoff format. Arguably, playoffs for us are probably more important than they might be for some of the traditional fans. But, you know, right now I think it's working pretty well. I think the bigger the league gets, the less likely that you move away from conferences to a single table.
Before we let you go, we made mention of the CONCACAF Champions League several times in the first half. Just talk about what a big feather in the cap it would be for this league if they get a spot in the FIFA Club World Cup.
You know, it's a huge priority, Mark, and I was up in the game in Toronto, putting aside 47,000 people. You know, it's a great game. You know, it's just exciting. Seattle won their game. It's really important. We want to win. We got to prove to the rest of the soccer community here that we could stand toe-to-toe with the Mexican clubs and perhaps play Man U, play Real Madrid, play Boca Juniors, and maybe we'll be one of the better teams in the world. It
would be a fantastic opportunity for any MLS club if they do indeed get that chance to go to Japan for the FIFA Club World Cup. All right, it's scoreless between LA and RSL. We're back with more on the Home Depot halftime show. Play, all part of MLS First Kick. Scoreless between the Galaxy and the Claret and Cobalt. Real Salt Lake here to open up the 2012 MLS season. Kobe Jones, Mark Rogandino here with you. The first of our 18 games on KDOC. Kobe, scoreless first half, but there was plenty of fireworks.
A lot of fireworks, and you have to say the crossbar is Nick Rimondo's best friend at this point in time.
No question. Twice the Galaxy hitting off the crossbar, but still scoreless. Let's take a look at the first half highlights brought to you by Wingstop. Order online at wingstop.com. Keane with a chance there, but then the Galaxy really get going, and here's that crossbar.
And you see Donovan right there settle that into a great volley right off the post right there. And then you have another one right here. First time by Beckham. And once again, Mike McGee, always dangerous in the box. Great reaction save by Rimando.
Almost really surprising Rimando there, and nothing Rimando could do there. But again, it's the crossbar that saves that shot by Marcelo Sarvas. Josh Saunders did come up with one big stop at the other end. So let's take a look at the first half stats presented by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com for your local dealer today. Shots on goal, 1 apiece. Both goalkeepers recording a save apiece. And LA leading 3-1 on the corner kicks, while the two teams combined for 15 total fouls. All right, we will take another break. When we come back, we'll get you toward the second half. I think more fireworks in store. We'll be back after this.
Calling all Vampire Chase.
Pitch side in between the benches. And as you can see, fans pretty much almost sold out here tonight, Kobe. A great crowd on hand, but they haven't seen any goals just yet.
Well, this is what you expect to see. You know, opening day, Galaxy against RSL. It's a repeat of the Western Conference Championship from last year.
Fans, a reminder for you, be a part of all the excitement as Beckham, Buttle, Donovan, Keane, and your LA Galaxy look to win another MLS Cup for the city of Los Angeles. Mini plans are available for as low as $22 per game. Just go to lagalaxy.com for more information. The teams returning back out onto the field of play to get set for the second half. Wouldn't anticipate any changes right away. Let's go down to Heidi Watney. There she is with Bruce Arena.
All right, Bruce, you guys had plenty of opportunity in the first half. What were your impressions of the first half? Well, I thought we started slowly, and for the half, we didn't do well until about 25 minutes in. I don't think we did a good job at possession or winning tackles in the middle third. We're going to have to pick that up a little bit, and when we did a good job keeping the ball, we created some chances.
What would you like to see your team do better in the second half?
Pass a little quicker, get around the ball a little bit better, and obviously finish off one of these chances.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, it almost, Kobe, goes to what you and I were talking about in the first half. A little bit of a slow start, but they started to pick it up around 20 minutes in.
Exactly. The key there, what Bruce said, is getting around the ball and getting after it in the midfield. You can't let RSL have so much possession because it's going to wear you down after a while. So they need to get in there, get some tackles, win the ball.
Teams will switch ends to begin the second 45, and no changes to tell you about, at least not so far. Although we should add, I did see Chad Barrett getting a good warm-up on during the halftime break, and Juninho as well. So you wonder if maybe a Keane, a Buttle, a Donovan, or Beckham might exit at some point here in the second half, just because there are 4 games in a 12-day span for this Galaxy side. All right, RSL will attack from right to left across the screen in the red tops, red shorts, and red socks. And LA in white from head to toe with the dark numbers defends the goal to Kobe and my left. Second half action just underway here on KDOC. MLS first kick. And a reminder to stick with us at the conclusion of this one, as you'll get a chance to hear from some of the players following the result. These teams were separated by 14 points in the Western Conference table at the end of the 2011 MLS regular season. Buttle, good shoulder challenge to push Schuler off the ball. And moments into this second half, LA will get their 4th corner.
This is a great way for LA to start out this second half. Pushing it, Edson Buttle getting into the corners, being very mobile, and creating opportunities. Every time David Beckham is on the ball on a corner kick, you have a great goal-scoring opportunity here.
First corner of the second half for LA. Looking in the heart of the area, it's Espindola to push it away. Sarvis trying to hold it. And look at the speed here from the Argentine, Fabian Espindola, to run it down. All sorts of numbers making their way forward here for RSL. Espindola from distance. And pretty routine for Josh Saunders.
That was a great breakout by RSL, but one of the things that you like to see is the way that the Galaxy track back, and especially if you can see David Beckham on that ball, track back from taking the corner kick to defending in his own half.
Right, 65, 70-yard sprint. Something you know a thing or two about. Long sprints, getting back, tracking back.
You have to do that quite a bit when you're playing out on the wing.
Sarvis. Donovan. Waiting it over the top, looking for Donovan. It'll pop loose for McGee. Robbie Keane inside the area. Hint of a handball maybe, but Olave comes in to clear it. A little bit of good off-the-ball running there by LA. Moments into the second half here, Kobe Sarvis, as we talked about in the first half, in the starting lineup in place of Juninho. How would you rate his performance so far? Here he is on the ball.
I think right now Sarvis has done a great job.
Through for Robbie Keane, a chance to open the scoring. Keane, and he couldn't find the wood to put power behind it.
As we're talking about that play, great ball by Sarvis right here to find Keane going through. Keane's on sides. He has a great touch going forward, and as we all know, a good cutback. Just a poor opportunity, poor strike there at the end. He's going to be thinking about that all night if this game ends up at a tie.
Well, RSL fans saw that same cut move work in the Western Conference Championship here at the Home Depot Center, when Keane cut it back against Jameson Olave and put it into the lower corner for one of the 3 goals on the night in that game. tick into the 50th minute of action here at the HDC. David Beckham on the free kick here for LA. Raimondo has his eyes to it. Buttle was close by as well. It'll go out for a corner.
You see this once again. David likes to put the ball right on top of Raimondo and get Edson in there. It's one of those situations where it could bounce off of anyone and find its way into the back of the net. Just get bodies right on top of Nick Raimondo.
Corner number 5 for the Galaxy. Beckham driving it in toward the back post, and that one just a little too much right to left on it.
I'm sure David has got a little smile there. He was going for goal on that one, I guarantee you.
He scored a couple of times that way in 2 different competitions last year.
Yeah, he was trying to catch Nick Raimondo coming off his line and cheating out there because he's so concerned about the bodies in front of him.
Sarvas fighting forward in the midfield against Luis Gil. Here's Sebastian Velasquez. Getting an opportunity in the starting lineup due to some injuries for Jason Kreis's side. Sarvas, the initial good tackle to win it. Up on the back of Velasquez, the 21-year-old. Velasquez, an interesting story, not just because of the hair, but as this ball comes into the gloves of Josh Saunders. Velasquez, the first junior college player taken in the MLS Super Draft since a former RSL player, Yura Movsisian, was taken by Kansas City a couple years back. Saunders better with the clearance this time. Beckham will try and flick it on. Winger well positioned to see that one out for a throw for the visitors. Jason Kreis. She scored the first goal in Real Salt Lake history, and it came against the Galaxy. But has done a fantastic job shaping this team, very similar to what Bruce Arena has done with LA. Donovan trying to bring it down in front of Beckerman. The RSL captain quick to release it, and the flag will go up against Espindola, who immediately turns to Paulo Jr. and says, release the ball earlier. Fourth time tonight, RSL are caught offside.
You can see Espindola was a little upset on that because he was expecting that ball early, like you said. Paulo Jr. had the opportunity to play it early, took a little bit of extra time, offsides.
Send it wide for Keane. And here comes Tony Beltran. Beckerman up and over the top. Espindola, positive first touch. Franklin is there. He'll tackle it away. And it goes out for a corner for RSL.
See a good touch by Espindola, but Franklin is obviously right there in time.
It'll be the second corner of the night for Real Salt Lake.
This is a dangerous area for RSL with those big bodies with Lobby and Shooter in there.
Beckerman lofting it toward the penalty spot, headed away by Sean Franklin. And the Galaxy defensively deal with the follow-up chance as well. top. LA didn't have the greatest of numbers.